Gary Wright, Dreamweaver. I used to think, by the way, before you say anything, I used to think he was saying, when I first heard the song, nothing against Gary, I followed his career, but I thought he was saying chain weaver. Fix the ears, I guess. That's right.
Hey, when Manfred Mann is singing that Springsteen tune and he's singing "Wrapped Up Like a Deuce," I didn't think it was Deuce. It sounded a lot like something else to me.
Yeah. What was it like with Gary, and how does a gig like that happen? I mean,
dig it. It was amazing. I wasn't even out of high school. I had just finished the first half of high school. My brother Jeff had helped David Foster get established in town. And David's career was just taking off, and he had just done, and we'd become friends. I would hang out at his house sometime with his. He had a sister and his wife, and we would all hang. And I remember when David coming home from the Gary Wright sessions. I wasn't on the album Dreamweaver at all. That was David Foster and this guy Bobby Lyle. Great keyboard player, Bobby Lyle, also. And Gary, of course. Foster just, I think, really, Foster was on fire in those days. His just career was doing this. And he went in and pretty much made that record, I think. You know what I mean? I know there was a producer there. But and Gary, too. Gary played great bass parts and did these cool synth things on there. Anyway, very soon after he finished the record, before it was even released, he was putting together a tour and called David Foster and had, was paying $200 a week, looking for a guy who could play synths. And I had just auditioned. I was dying to follow my brother's footsteps and be on the road. And I auditioned for a guy named Mac Davis. If you remember who Mac Davis is? I auditioned because he was looking for just kind of a second keyboard kind of synth guy. Michael Boddicker, I think, recommended me for that gig, and I didn't get it. And then very soon after that, I auditioned for Tim Buckley, who was really looking for like a jazzer kind of guy, which was totally not me. I didn't get that audition. But and then I got called for Gary. David Foster asked me if I'd be interested. I mean, I was still in school at the time, but if there's any way I'd go on the road with Gary. And I borrowed my friend's Mini Moog. A friend of mine in high school had a Mini Moog, and I marked, I made some bass sounds and marked them on the knobs and went in there. And Art Wood, the drummer, was just setting up as I was setting up, and we just jammed. We just were kind of jamming on E for, doing kind of a funk groove or something. And for like 10 minutes with Gary, and we stopped, and Gary goes, "You got the job," And my mom, I was gone. I was out of there. But my mom went to the school and got me on this thing called student furlough. So I was able to get my diploma. They let me be on the road for my second half of my senior year.
God, there was was he playing? Did he play Spooky Tooth stuff when he was on that tour?
Maybe there might. But I was so unfamiliar with Spooky Tooth.
A lot of people are.
And so we probably did. There were a few tunes that weren't from his album that might have been, Spooky Tooth tunes,